What's up, guys? I still got to get this week's football episodes up. I'm going to have to do it tonight because I don't want to let the lines get staler towards the weekend, so I'm going to do that. But today, I'm going to talk about a baseball play. Although first, I'll just say I do have like a lean, at least in the NFL Thursday game tonight, although not going to play it. And at this point, I would not play it at the bad number because it was Eagles 7.5, I think, when it opened, or 7, and now it's down to 6.5, coming down to 6 almost. So I wouldn't do it anymore because I don't like the Eagles in that game. I like Minnesota to cover the spread in that game, slightly at least. I think the Eagles are just still kind of overvalued off of last season overperforming a little bit, even though they are a good team. The Vikings basically couldn't have looked worse in the first week of the season, but they actually outgained Tampa by like 100-something yards, although some of it was they had to come from behind a little bit, but it was a close game, so that's not really that much of a factor. The 3 turnovers from the Vikings are really what did them in that game quite a bit. I think they outplayed Tampa, like statistically otherwise. So I think the Vikings are undervalued because of that loss. Kind of a skewed loss there, and it knocked people out of survivor pools and stuff like that. Philadelphia didn't look very good against New England, but they actually played worse than what they looked, I would say. And of course, I lost that bet on New England, which sucked. Definitely should have come in, but Philly easily could have lost that game. So I do lean the Vikings. I don't think it's a strong play, especially not at the number where it's at now, under 7, like below 7. I wouldn't do it, but that is the lean there. Do what you want with that info. The play is going to be in Major League Baseball, and it's going to be the Detroit Tigers minus 108 before they become a heavier favorite. The favorite is flipped in this one, I believe. I think they came out at least at even money or something when it first came out, and it started moving towards the Tigers. There are reasons for that. I think Cincinnati is overvalued because they've won the first 2 games of the series, so now they could potentially sweep the series. And I think the feeling is going to be that the Reds, they're kind of in this like must-win situation because they're in the wild card hunt, which is true, they are. They're 1 game out of the last wild card spot right now, I believe, something like that, or a half game. So, yeah, they kind of do need to win this game. But when you have a must-win, it can kind of go either way. Like, it's a motivator, but it's pressure. And it means that the team like wasn't good enough to be in a better position than they are as well. But other than that, like the motivational factor, if you look at the matchup here, this is just not good for the Reds. And I think Detroit might have a slight motivation. They're trying to avoid the sweep. It's not like Detroit is just laid down, even though they're out of it this year. They look like they're playing for pride and stuff. But you look at the matchup here, Detroit has Reese Olson pitching, and Cincinnati has never faced him before. He's a young guy with decent stuff, and I think that will give him an edge, even though I said that the last time he pitched, and I think I might have lost on an under, maybe. I can't remember in that one. But I think, as usual, I'm going to say that he has a slight edge first time through the lineup because they've never seen him before. And Cincinnati is in a spot where they're having to use a guy out of their bullpen, Derek Law, who's in his 30s, and he's been a relief pitcher for them, and they're throwing him into the starting rotation. Just the way that their rotation is working out, they have to do that. And yesterday, Cincinnati, to secure that win, their starter got knocked out, I think, after 4 innings or so, and they used almost 100 pitches worth of relief men, like some of their best relievers. I think it was a 1-run win. So Cincinnati's bullpen is not in a good state here. Most of their best relievers went yesterday. They used a lot of relievers. Detroit didn't really because Eduardo Rodriguez pitched, I think, and he pitched most of the game. So Detroit only used 2 relievers and used one of them to chew up a bunch of pitches. So that was like 30 out of the 40 pitches that they used in relief. So the starting pitching matchup and the bullpen situation are both in favor of Detroit here. So that's going to be the play. Detroit Tigers minus 108. I'll get the football videos up later tonight, hopefully. Peace.